guys, welcome back. Okay, so this video is part 2. I made a video about how to get an agent or manager, and the video was becoming so long that I just stopped recording, posted that last week, and here we are. I just pressed record again and I'm posting it this week just so that it's not too much information all at once. It's a very full topic. I want you to make sure that you watch that video, so I'll link it down below. Watch that one before you get onto this one. And let's not waste any time. Let's just jump right in. Okay, so now you have your list compiled of agents and or managers that you want to submit to, right? Here's how to submit. The most preferred way of submission, and the way that is probably going to get you the most response, is by asking a friend for a referral. So if you are in class with somebody who has a great manager that you really want to meet with, you ask that person, hey, would you mind passing on my materials and information to your manager and see if they'll meet with me. Or you ask someone else in the business that you know that knows that person that you want to submit to. That's the #1 way that especially agents take on new clients and take meetings, is through referrals from someone else, either on their client list or someone else in the industry. The totally fine, obvious way to submit to someone is to go to their website. A lot of agencies have links that you can click on and do it over the computer, or you can mail them hard copies of your materials and submit to them that way as well. Usually they do give out that information, especially commercial agents. I won't go too much into commercial agencies today. I think did I already do a video on that? I don't even know. Anyway, most representation websites do have some information. And if you have IMDb Pro, you can also go on there and usually find their address and phone number and email. But cold calling is just, you can do it, but best to get a referral. Now, the way you're gonna create this email, I like to do emails. I feel like that's the best way. You're gonna compose a little email that's to your friend, but really like it's for the manager to see it, right? So you'll say like, hey, Susie, who has friends named Susie? Nobody. But anyway, hey, Susie, thank you so much for offering to pass my info on to your manager. Here's my headshot and resume. I'm really, interested in meeting with them, blah, 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 blah. The email should be short and to the point. And you should find a way to talk yourself up a little bit by saying like, I just did this, or I'm doing this, or I'm studying here, but don't go overboard. Don't be gross and braggy, but definitely be confident in your email. It should be professional, and that's it. And then you basically say, here's my materials. You attach your headshot and your resume down below, and then you send it to them. And then they are going to ask them to just forward that exact email to their representation. And then if you want, you can follow up with an email to their representation, or a phone call, or whatever you want to do. I know there's a lot of like workshops and marketing places that will tell you there's like a rule of 7, which is like you're supposed to follow up 7 times in order to get a response. I'm personally not a fan of that. I feel really like when I have to follow up with somebody more than twice about meeting with me or whatever. I kind of feel like if they didn't answer you yet, get the message. And I don't like to burn bridges, in case what if I ever want to meet with them again, they'll be like, that's the girl that emailed me 7 times. Like, no, thank you. So I would say, yeah, once your friend or whoever it is passes on your information, follow up with them once or twice, and then that's it. You can ask your friend if they said anything, but just don't be a pest. Maybe make sure you're submitting to a lot of different people, so you're not like hanging on to this hope of one manager getting back to you, And your last option for finding an agent or a manager is through workshops. Now, I did a video about workshops before that I can link down below that was more about casting director workshops and how they're kind of fading away, but they're still out there. And agent and manager workshops are still out there. It's a really great way to stand out if you're really confident in your abilities and you think you can make a good impression. Those workshops are great, and you usually get a Q&A in there, so they'll usually be able to give you some advice as far as hunting for an agent or manager as well. But yeah, make sure you look online for some agent and manager workshops too. All right, now let's talk about what happens once you get a meeting or multiple meetings. Here are my rules. Be on time. I always tell you that. Be on time. Give yourself extra time for parking and traffic and all that. Make sure that you look really good. Don't look sloppy. Look like you, but a really good version of you. I know I said in my other video about getting an agent or manager not to shoot headshots and print a bunch of them. Maybe you print a couple so you can bring them to meetings, but most agents and managers know that everything is electronic now anyways. They don't really expect you to bring a headshot and resume in. You can if you want. You know what? Guys, erase everything I said. Maybe you should print out at least 10 headshots and be able to bring them with you to meetings, because what if you get that one person who's like, oh, okay, can I see your headshot and resume? And you're like, oh, Angie Patterson told me not to print one. I don't want you to like get in trouble on my behalf. So maybe print a few and have them to bring with you to your meetings. And then you have your resume printed up and stapled to the back of that. So bring that stuff with you. At this meeting, you need to be yourself and you need to be confident. You will be wasting everybody's time if you come in with some like just not being yourself. You need to be yourself so that everybody knows how you should be marketed and everybody's on the same page. This is your first impression. This could be the start of a very long professional relationship. And so make sure you be yourself and be confident. Again, like in the email, don't be cocky and gross. Don't put on fake confidence, because ew. These are people too, guys. Just like casting directors, agents and managers, though it may feel like an intimidating situation, they are people just like you and me, and you are interviewing them as much as they are interviewing you. In the meeting, they're going to ask you questions about yourself. Where are you from? What have you done so far? What are you doing right now? Where do you study? They're going to ask questions like that. They're just going to kind of get to know you and get a feel for you. So try to be relaxed and, you know, give honest, real answers. And then there's going to be a point where they say, do you have any questions for me? And that's the part where I normally freeze up and go, no. And then it just makes it look like you're going to sign with anyone that'll offer you representation. You know, make sure you grab a hold of your power, and if you have questions you want to ask them, then ask them. You know, questions like, you know, what percentage or what commission do you take? Most agents take 10%. Managers take anywhere from like 10, 15, or 20%, and that also can depend on whether whether you have an agent. Sometimes a manager will take less if you have an agent. Some take a commission. Some managers take a commission from your commercial income, some don't. So those are important questions to ask. How would you market me? What agencies do you see putting me with? Or what manager do you see putting me with? Do you like working with another agent or manager, or do you like working on your own? Questions that are not like waste of time questions that are just being asked just so that you have something to say, but questions that you really do want answers to. Let them know that you have other meetings. This can be true or not, but it is certainly more appealing to them if you are someone who's meeting with at least, you know, one or two other people. If you're not a good liar, don't say that you have other meetings, because it's just going to be obvious. But you can just be like, okay, well, basically sometimes they might offer you representation in the room, and you don't want to just be like, yes, okay. Like, you should say, well, I just have another meeting or two to take, and then I will let you guys know as soon as I can. I really, you know, adore you guys, but I want to make sure I take all my meetings first before I give an answer. And they will understand that. Sometimes they'll ask you who else you're meeting with. This is the part where I'm saying, like, if you don't really have another meeting set up, just don't make it up, I guess, because then you have to be like, and then pull an agency name, and then they might know someone there, and then what if they know you're lying, and let's just, you know, whatever. Did I just talk in a giant circle? I think so. When it comes time to choose your agent or manager, let's say that you had a few different meetings and you have to make a choice, go with your gut. Wait a minute. Actually, go with a combination of your gut and go to their IMDb and check out their client list. If they have a bunch of clients that look just like you and are in the same age range as you, it may not be the best fit, because you might just get lost in the shuffle. You want to be like kind of one of a kind on their client roster. If they are one manager with like 2,000 clients, that's not really a good sign. You want to have somebody with a manageable client list so that you know you'll be getting the attention that you need, especially when you're starting out. So yeah, use their roster to see like who, if they have working clients, if there's anyone that's too much like you, and then also, like I said, go with your gut. So go with the people that you felt really good with in the room. If you felt like there were agents and managers that you met with that you already can tell are not going to call you back, don't go with them, because if they're not going to call you back in the beginning, they're not going to call you back in a year from now when you haven't booked a job, trust me. Go with someone who you felt really good with. All right, that's it for today, you guys. Good luck in your search for representation. I wish you all the best. You can always hit me up on my email or on social media with questions that you have. I always do my very best to get back to you on advice when you reach out to me directly. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share it, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.